Okay, let's see if this is working. Uh, so welcome everybody to my first live stream. This is a test of a YouTube channel I've been setting up. I've been a bit unhappy with live streaming on Instagram, so I want to try a different format. I feel like a lot of times I'm holding my phone and I'm trying to explain stuff to people or get the right kind of shot, and I can't do that. And many times I'm kind of down here working and doing different things. So I've gone through and set up some different cameras and some locations to try to capture things from the best angles so I can kind of talk more and explain some of the stuff that I do. So this whole stream is just me testing out some of the technology that I have here to make sure that I can stream and get the audio to come through and the video to be correct and the cameras and everything going. So as you can see, I have kind of a little green screen going where I have some backgrounds where I am in Suri's lab. So I have a few more of those I'll share with you. So really, I just want to see if my setup is working right today, so I can really start coming up with more content in things that I'd like to show. So I'm just going to kind of run through a couple things that I tried earlier, and then I'll pay attention to the chat on the side. So if anybody has anything to say to me, feel free to send me a message. When I get up and leave from from this area and go over to the desk, I won't be able to see the chat, so it'll pretty much be sort of a one-way conversation at that point. So let's see here. Let me see if I can take you to the workbench. Let's see if we can work our way over there. All right. So hopefully you can see me. I think at some point my head kind of gets in the way, so I think I'm standing about in the right spot, so it should be good. So what you can kind of see here is I have a couple things out. I ordered some Suri comics, so I was kind of looking at these for some information for future cosplays. Kind of very interested in a Suri costume with wings, so I have a couple ideas about how to do this a little bit differently than what I've seen here in the comic on the back. And then there's a little bit more material in here, which I've been thinking about looking at for some ideas. And I have a couple masks. This is the Black Panther mask that I wear the most, with all the electronics in the inside. And this is a smaller version that I was making for somebody else. This is actually for a baby, so this is why it's so much smaller than the other one. So just need to do a little bit more work on this, and I think I can ship this guy out. So really what I plan to do is have this camera here and then talk and sort of explain different things I'm doing. So hopefully you'll be able to see some of that stuff. So what else do we have? I have some other toys. This is one of the first Killmonger masks that I made. This is actually much larger than it needs to be to fit in anyone's head, so I didn't really size this properly, but I really like the paint job that was kind of done on this, so it looks pretty good. And you can see how I've magnetized the back, and you can see on the inside how it's pretty transparent. This one's actually a little bit dusty, but yeah. So this one kind of connects on the back. So it's actually pretty pleased with the way this came out. So I can later on in a future video talk about how I went through and designed this and hand painted this thing. And then what else do we have? Oh, here's the back of the helmet for the baby one, which is kind of cute. So yeah, it's always nice. And then I can also talk a bit about how I designed these swords. They came out really well. So I'm going to run back to the desk and see if there are any messages over there. And I'll see if you guys could see what I'm doing over here or if there are any issues. So let's see. Okay, and I'm back. So I just really wanted to see if that worked out. So were you guys able to see me over at the workbench? Were there any issues? Like, was my head in the way? Was it too dark? Was the video clear? So hopefully we'll see what you guys think about that. And with a little bit more fine tuning, I'll be able to do a few more videos. So so yeah, this probably won't be too long. I'll keep playing with this, but I just want to get some feedback from folks as I kind of go through this path and figure out how to work all these different things to get the live stream the way I want. So then I can really start letting everybody know to kind of come over to YouTube and check this out, and I can go into things that are a bit more in depth and answer questions and do a bit more show and tell. I think this is sort of a better form because I have more cameras and a little bit more control over things, and I don't have to have the phone in my hand. So, kind of interested to see what you guys think. Um, oh, good. So I wasn't in the way. That's awesome. Very cool. So let me see. I think I may have a couple other little scenes that I can show you. Let's see if I can find something cool. Hold on. I went through and created a couple of these. Hold on, hold on. I'm going to create one now. Let me see. Let's see if this comes out right. How's the audio when I'm sitting here? Does it sound good or is it a little bit weird? Let's see what we got here. All right, we're gonna switch it up. We're going somewhere else. We are just kind of casually sitting in Wakanda. I think there's somebody back there. Is that Vision? Is that Vision and Cap? Are you alright, bro? I don't know. Looks like something happened back there. Mind my own business. Yeah, no, I'm just pretty much messing around. I'm just happy I got most of the stuff to work. Kind of flipping through these scenes, making sure everything is still working. So, pretty cool. Oh, actually, there is one cool feature which I was playing with earlier, which I think is kind of nice. So let's see if I can get that to come up. Hold on a minute. This is why I called it a test, because I'm still figuring this stuff out. Okay. So, let's see, let's see. What do we got? Go. Okay, cool. So, I figured out a way to stream a web browser that I have open. So, I was kind of browsing around and I found this website which just talks about a lot of the technology and the concepts that they had in the movie. And so I was just kind of scanning through it, and there was one thing that was really cool that I saw. So, oh, I'm sorry. The website here is experienceperception.com / Black Panther. I guess there's like a dash separating the words in FUI, right? So scrolling down, I'll skip past some of these details to the thing that I thought was interesting. I mean, there's a lot on here that's interesting, but the one thing that really jumped out and caught my eye. So, where is it? Okay. So one thing that really caught my eye was, I don't know if you guys noticed in the Black Panther movie. So everyone had on Kimoyo beads, right? And then sometimes there'd be a call, and someone would get a call, and they would kind of open up their hand, and then the Kimoyo bead would sort of show this kind of 3D image of someone who they were talking to on the other end. It was kind of an interesting concept, but I never really focused on how that might work. So it looks like they took the concept from, I guess, and I don't know if I'm saying this right, but where is it? I guess there's some type of technology where you have sound waves and it forms a standing wave. So imagine if you have some type of platform that reflects a sound and something that emits a sound. So this thing is like emitting the sound on this end, and then it's hitting this and kind of bouncing back. So when you do that, I guess there are these different regions of pressure. So like there's maybe high pressure here, and high pressure here. So the air is like denser, and other places where it's less dense. So if you have something that is light enough or the pressure waves are strong enough, you can actually trap a particle in that space. And so you can use that to sort of make it levitate, which I think is kind of insane, right? So imagine you have like a little speaker in a platform, and you emit this sound, and it's bouncing back and forth, and then some particle gets trapped in the middle, but it's not due to any type of like magnetic levitation. It just hangs in the middle of the air, kind of being stuck between these two, I guess, high and low regions of pressure. So they had a video. Let me see if I can pull it up where they show this, and I think it's really impressive. And so the nice thing is I can kind of browse the web, go to a page, and then just show you. So let's see if this plays. I don't know if the audio will come through. I have to work on that to figure it out. But what you should at least be able to see what's happening, right? So you see here, there's a bunch of styrofoam on a plate. Some of it gets caught in these pressure waves, and they move it around in 3 dimensions. So here we go. They talk about some of the background. So they talk about having a speaker and a reflective plate, right? And then now there's a series of speakers. And so they're sort of, I guess, adjusting the sound to keep that particle trapped in that particular location. So you see there's a transistor that's floating, which is pretty heavy, relatively speaking. And now they're talking about how, I guess, you have this sort of array of speakers around the object that you're trying to levitate. So on the left, on the right, on the top, and the bottom. So clearly, this is very complicated. There's all sorts of math involved. And I think now they're taking a piece of dry ice and moving it through that area so you can sort of visualize these areas of high and low pressure. And now they're dropping little styrofoam. Yeah, there you go. You can see it. So this is pretty awesome. So kind of what they're saying is some of the technology that they were showing in Black Panther is stuff that's not like too crazy. It's something, I guess, if you were advanced enough, maybe you could pull that off. So here you can see they're in a lab and they have like a bunch of different devices aimed at this thing on a table. So imagine just having that in a very small device like on your wrist. I mean, clearly I have no idea how that would work because it seems like it's a lot more things that would need to have happen. But the fact that it's not completely made up, I find that very interesting. So you can see there, okay, now you have like another transistor, something heavier there. And so when they started getting to some of the heavier materials, I was actually quite impressed. What is that? That is some type of electrical material. I don't know what that is. Hard to tell. That's a piece of wood. A match. A screw seems like it might be pretty heavy. So nothing super heavy so far, but very interesting. The water droplet stuff was cool. I thought that was pretty awesome. So yeah, very interesting stuff. So there's sort of just this webpage, which I thought was really kind of interesting, and then just the ability to sort of kind of talk about some stuff and then have this as a medium to sort of share information and just talk about some of the stuff that I'm into and explain how I do stuff and kind of browse around and look at stuff. So really what I wanted to do with this live stream, other than just sort of test and make sure things were working to see if the video glitches or how smooth it is or can you hear me when I'm here or over there. I just wanted to kind of try this out, see what you guys think, and then kind of go from there and see where I can improve it. So just want to thank you guys for coming on for a little bit. I'll probably be messing with this a bit more later, trying out a couple of different things, but I think I'm going to do, I'm going to try to come up with some content that I'd like to talk about and then, you know, announce it on Instagram like, hey, I'm going to have a live stream on YouTube. I'm going to talk about X, Y, and Z. You should join. See if we can get some people to jump on there and kind of do it that way. I can still do the live streams on Instagram. I think it's maybe a little bit more of a limited medium. So I'm going to try this and see if I like it, see if other people like it, and we can go from there. So let's see. I don't think I have an outro video. So yeah, I'm going to have to work on that. But I can play the intro video again on my way out. Let's see. Alright, guys. So let me go back to the lab. And then I will leave you from here, from the lab, till next time. I'm clicking still. Alright, see you guys later. Bye.